Hi, this is Aidan Zamiri.
Hi, this is Charli xcx.
And
this is the A24 podcast.
Great. That was great.
Here we are.
Hi, Charli.
Hi, Aidan.
You look amazing.
So do you.
Thanks.
We're doing the A24 podcast. We finally made it.
We finally made it. Do you know, I was about to do, maybe you won't like this, I was about to say, welcome to Charli xcx's best song ever.
Wow, you're in the deep cuts.
That's the thing about me. If there's someone that could write a Wikipedia page
about me,
it's me.
How long have you been a fan of mine?
Great question. Great question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I must have come across you in around the time of You Ha Ha Ha.
Wow, which in 2025, the year we are no longer in, that song was kind of going viral on TikTok.
And you know, I think it's a really inspiring TikTok trend. The girl whatever trend.
I didn't do it.
I think you could still.
I think it's a bit late now that we're in 2026.
We're in January of 2026.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I think that trend was actually really exciting was it sort of represented freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ethos of it was, girl, whatever.
Totally. Yeah. Let's tell them how we met. You go first.
Okay. So, all right, my first meeting.
By the way, I'm trying to put some structure in this because I know that if we don't,
no,
we will literally just talk about some bullshit for an hour.
A really good conversation, and I think people are going to be like, bloody hell, those two are pretty good at this whole...
Yeah.
All right, so first time we ever met was... Well, this is my first meeting with you, but not your first meeting with me. It was either 2013 or 2014.
I think it was 13.
I think it was 13 because I think I was still, or just finished high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a music festival called Tea in the Park. And I remember telling you about this and you said, I vowed to never go back again. But then you did go back again the next year. So
did I?
I looked it up.
Oh, cool.
On the Wikipedia. You had a midday slot. It was a kind of time in your life when it was sort of big buffalo boots, a little pink nightie. You had a all-girl band. Very cool. You were singing songs like Super Love.
Yes.
One of my favourites.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Super Love?
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a fan fave, but it doesn't particularly speak to me anymore sonically.
Okay.
As a song, I don't know, but I know people like it. At that point in time when I was making music, I was doing an accent in a lot of my songs.
What was the accent?
It was sort of like this Scandi accent because I was recording a lot in Sweden.
Oh, Sweden.
I know, I really love Sweden.
I didn't realise it ran that deep.
It really runs so deep, my love for Sweden. So because I was working with Patrick Berger, who he produced I Love It, he produced Dancing on My Own, like...
Whoa.
And we were working in Stockholm together a lot. And so when I did the first demo for I Love It, for example, the way that I sang it was like, I love it, you know?
Well, yeah.
And so in Super Love, which Patrick made with me, it's very much, like, because I'm doing like this, like, het bra, like,
wow.
Hey, Charlie, kind of a
staccato
Scandi, a lot. Skål.
Yeah, wow. So that was kind of in your sort of pseudo-Swedish.
Yeah, because obviously, as you know, whenever I go to Sweden or hang out with Swedish people, my accent changes. And I start kind of talking a little bit
Charlie.
Up and down. Hey, Charlie, let's get the snooze. Like, and I can't just be like, yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm like, I think about that a lot.
Wow.
So anyway,
okay, so yeah, in that, imagine yourself in that zone. You, personally, imagine you with a Swedish accent rattling around your head. Me with actually a much stronger Scottish accent. And I think just to help your visual of me, because I would sort of describe what you were doing, I think I'd sort of tried to dye my hair silver, but it was sort of a kind of gross yellowy blonde that I put loads of silver shampoo in, and it kind of had bluey, sort of marbled tips. Almost tips. Cool. Yeah, but no, I don't think it was. I think it was bad. And then anyway, I was sort of front row of your midday slot, but that actually was the only row. There wasn't about 15 people in the crowd, but obviously people that got it. You
were early.
I was. Yeah, it's hard being ahead, as a wise woman once said. Saw that, and then it wasn't until much later that we actually met.
I think we actually met at Caroline Polachek's birthday party at the Cow in Notting Hill. There were a lot of whelks in dishes and trays, and
Are you sure you didn't have a single whelk?
I didn't have a whelk.
Did George have a whelk?
I don't know.
I
remember leaving hungry. Is
Right.
what I
Oh.
felt, because there were a lot of whelks, and it was just a lot of like crustaceans, and which is not my like MO, especially on like a hot day upstairs at the Cow in Notting Hill. Like, it was sweaty in there. It was warm, and there were a lot of whelks. Anyways, so,
I kind of actually, I think I was quite well fed, but the thing is, I've got quite a strong stomach, so I can really.
I know, yeah,
I can muscle in.
yeah.
Pardon the pun. Oh no.
But yeah, so that's where I feel like we first met. But I was obviously like very aware of your work.
Oh.
Before, yeah, of course. From
Cool.
before, because I feel like you'd done a lot with Twigs. You'd done
Yeah.
a lot with Caroline.
I think I'd done something with Jonathan at
Done stuff with Jonathan. So obviously artists who I, was like familiar with and like seeing their work a lot. And I always really liked your work. And then we had like almost worked together a few times.
Yeah. It was kind of
magazines.
Crash era stuff as well.
Yeah.
I remember actually Imogen, our mutual friend, who is your creative director, and we've made loads of stuff together. I remember she actually reached out earlier for some Crash things, but it was before I had like a US visa.
I won't fully tell this story, but
But
there was that
she's
Rolling
wrong.
Stone shoot that didn't happen for a few reasons.
Yeah.
But we won't go there.
Well,
Yeah.
Imogen didn't like my creative.
Anyways.
I think.
Anyways. But yeah, no,
Would've been
I've always been familiar with your work. And I guess, when was the first time we worked together?
Okay, so our first thing, do you know what we almost did? You were texting me, and I remember being like, oh my God, Charli xcx just followed me. And then you DM'd me, and you said, could you come and do like a lyric video for Beg For You?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, check the texts. Check the DMs.
Lyric video? Why was I
I
hitting
know.
you up for
I was
that?
literally like,
You were like, no.
Lower tier. I was about to jump at the chance. Lyric video.
Oh,
Can you
God,
imagine?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You didn't kind of see the potential at that point.
Yeah.
and then proper first time was we did
Our favourite brand.
we did an amazing shoot that honestly felt like an editorial. Sorry. We did an amazing shoot for famed European retailer Zalando.
I'd do it again, actually.
I'd do it again. Do you know what?
It was fun.
It
We
was
got to do
fucking
whatever we
brilliant.
wanted.
We went to Berlin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
went to Berlin.
Period.
And we had an amazing set designer called Steph.
Yeah,
she
the
did a fantastic job where we had a hole in the floor, and your scarf sort of
goes into the hole.
We had a big sort of burning backdrop behind you. Who did you say you looked like when we did that photo? Remember, it was like you had a kind of collared shirt.
Samuel Pepys.
You said you like Samuel
Pepys.
motherfucking Pepys. I didn't know who it was, and I had to Google, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
And I do.
It's
giving Samuel Pepys.
You kind of looked Samuel Pepys, and it was a really fun time, and we bonded, and we went, oh, we're connected.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was a few months later, and you messaged me and said, hey, got a song, and then so that it was more encrypted, as in a safer message, you sent me 360 on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And and I went, this is a mental song.
Yeah.
I'm so Gabriette.
Well, that's actually not what it is it?
Shit.
Fuck's sake.
Call me Gabriette, you're so inspired.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Roll that back.
Fake fan.
Whatever.
No, but you know what's actually really interesting? To go back to the Zalando shoot.
Sorry, yes. I didn't mean to move on from that so
No,
quickly.
yeah, I mean,
sorry.
so much to unpack there.
Main event.
No, you mentioned the scarf going into the hole in the ground. So just to like explain, like this image, it's like I'm in like a very, very long scarf.
Yeah.
And I'm in a room, I'm sat on the floor of a bedroom, and there's a hole in the floor of the bedroom, and the scarf that I'm wearing like kind of drapes into the hole in the ground. And that was like when I knew. I was like, oh, you have like a humour that I have. I'm not even
Really?
joking. Yeah.
Wait,
because,
that specific image?
No, well, it's just like,
God,
like
cool.
I think it's hard to find, at least I find, that it's hard to find like a creative collaborator who's like willing to kind of like risk being silly and like kind of surreal and a bit ridiculous, but also think that actually is kind of high art as well.
Whoa.
Obviously, our Zalando shoot,
Yeah.
high art. You're like interested in like playing with like stupidness,
Cool.
but in a way that's also actually really beautiful. And I think that actually like that kind of a thing, those kind of images has become like a pretty big part of our dialogue as collaborators, because I think we are both into beauty and we're both into emotion, but at the same time we can also like do these like really stupid, ridiculous, like surreal, funny, dumb things and mix them into the work. Like, for example, like in the 360 video, I have to like smash through a wall, and
all of it's dumb as hell.
It's dumb, but there is also
you're on top of a man on a gurney.
yeah. It's like there's just, I don't know, I think it's really charming. It's what I really like about our work together, that we can make something beautiful, but there is also just this like ridiculousness to it,
That's really cool to hear. That's how and
I find that a lot with like a lot of your images actually, like with I think it's the Billy Rolling Stone one. Is she in like a harness?
Yeah, she's like being a stunt woman, basically.
Yeah, and I just think, I don't know, that there's something sort of like funny about that, but I think it's sort of, it's like surreal.
That makes me really sad. I mean, I think I've never articulated it like that. It's really cool to hear you say that, because I do think that's also what really draws me to your work or your identity as an artist and all the things that you put out, because it's a combination of taking it seriously and unseriously.
And there's like there's just this humor, I think, to both of us, but also we're also very like obsessed with the internet and with culture, and which is inherently like stupid, dumb and funny, but also very, very profound and like feeding so much of life in a way. And it's sort of like, I don't know, I think we're both kind of obsessed with that.
I think so too, and I feel like I trained my eye or output on things like Tumblr. So it was like the way that this combination of kind of lowbrow stuff and highbrow stuff, and it being stupid but also being extremely sincere, and it being all these things at once, and like not filtering too much, just allowing all of it to kind of come in, compute, and then spit something out. Was there something like that for you when you were starting to make music or make art or whatever?
Of course. I mean, I remember when I went to art school, I went to Slade and I dropped out after a year because, well, I kind of sucked. I don't know if you've seen my fine art.
Listen, the sort of morph suit, multicolored, like...
No, that was before.
That was before.
That's what got me in.
Oh, wow.
Like Slade is kind of like, in ways, quite like a classical school. And I was not at all making work.
Were they not into it when you were there?
No, they weren't like not into it. I found it really hard because I was someone who at art school was like, I love Andy Warhol. And everybody was like, okay, you fucking loser. It was in the eyes.
Right.
It was you're like a basic.
Right,
bitch.
It's like, heard of art.
And I was like,
totally.
But I think like to go back to what you were saying about like the high low and things like that. It's like, I was always really fascinated with like that world of like the factory and the characters within it, and like that kind of time in New York, and the way that like product was being created at the same time as art and commerce, as we're like very obsessed with talking about. And I think like for me, when I was first started making music and making videos, like whatever I was doing, it's like same as you, like I was kind of growing up on Tumblr and on the internet, on MySpace. And I think there is like an equivalent of that kind of like grabbing for images and party culture and lifestyle and people via the internet in the same way that like that era of time, like the factory era, it was kind of about like persona and going out and making art and like obviously two completely different things. I was sat at home on my computer trying to like feed myself.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of like ingestion of like persona and partying and art and fun kind of all became such a part of my language.
I think that's why, you know, the kind of factory thing or party culture or any of these things, it feels like it's vital or it's timely and it's in conversation with the world around it. And I think that's maybe the work that we really like as well, or we really respond to.
I think that we both gravitate towards work that like comments on how work is made. I think we're both really into meta stuff, which is like why you like love Kaufman and like whatever, you know, it's like
I like when a song knows it's a song,
or
like when a film knows it's a film, you know what I mean?
And
actually kind of why I like when a photo knows it's a photo.
Right. Do you enjoy being a voyeur as like a photographer and a director? Because you don't really have voyeur vibes, like, you know,
I don't,
most like photographers and directors are a little like, oh yeah,
perverts,
like, oh, not to generalize, but you know what I mean.
No,
there's
I
like
know
a
what you mean.
horniness, and obviously it's like that's not
I'm
with us.
exactly.
Not yet.
Well, not. Who knows what could happen on the A24 podcast? It could get really no, guys. So I'm blushing. No, I actually think one of the main things that I find appealing in making work, particularly when it's in collaboration with someone else, is actually that storytelling element. I don't think of myself, or I don't see myself as a director or a photographer where it's like, this is my world that I want people to fit into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like some photographers and directors that I really love and admire do operate like that, and it's cool, and they have that, but it's kind of not the way that I think. So actually really, I think my favorite part is it being kind of
collaborative.
Yeah, being in collaboration and it being able to like kind of find a story and do it justice or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I will say like you are a really good collaborator. I love collaborating with you. I know I can be a bit like crazy sometimes.
I don't think you are. I actually really don't think you are.
You let me like
yeah.
do what I need to do. You know, like if I'm having a tantrum or well, don't nod so quickly.
I mean, preemptively, I would let you have a tantrum. That's kind of what that nod was about. But you've never done that.
You're really good with people, actually, and I think that's why so many people, whether it be like Timothée or Billy or fucking, I don't know, like me, Pink Pantheress, like all of these different people that you've worked with, I feel like you really like bring out like really great things in people, and it makes people want to work with you again. And I think you also develop really different languages with different people. Like obviously you've been working a lot with Timothée, and I feel like your language with him is like really different from like our language together, and I think that's really special and cool.
Really cool to hear that. Thank you.
Are you gonna make more movies? Obviously you've got one with me, which we should probably talk about, but let's just talk about the other ones.
The other ones first. Okay, so actually,
are there others? Well, obviously we have ideas.
I've not got any other movies right now to do.
No, but like you gonna
make
more.
100%. I mean, hey, if we talk a little bit about how this came into being, it was like, you know, we obviously, I felt like I'd found a really an extremely important collaborator in my life and in art and all these things, and obviously I think we both really felt that way.
Yeah.
And you know, we had kind of spoken even briefly about like, oh, we should maybe make a film together, because you know that was the direction you knew you were headed in. And I think it's something that making films is like something that I maybe had hoped to do at some point in my life.
I actually wondered that if that was like in there.
And do you know what I think? I spent most of my life and like my career so far being pretty reactive to what the things that were thrown at me, and I'm really glad I've been like that.
Yeah.
I've not had a clear plan of action because I think that feels unreasonable in the world we live in. Things change constantly, and I don't have any sort of specific like filmmaker heroes or people that I'd be like, oh, that's the life exactly I want to have.
You don't watch any bloody films. That's right.
Yeah. You know, I watched some of them. I loved Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
Well done, Timmy.
Yeah. Big fans. Big fans.
And I remember. Okay, do you know what? When I was a teenager, I remember feeling like I sort of made a decision to be like, anything that was distracting me is the thing that I would try and make my main focus, so that I was like, well, if I'm distracted by it, obviously I care about it more, and then that's kind of
that's wise.
a kind of rule of thumb that I sort of
That's
gave
cool.
myself generally.
Yeah.
And it honestly resulted in like me doing all of this.
So I've been a
An amazing
basically.
distraction.
Great.
Whatever kind of pulled my focus, I think I just like let that be my focus. And the reason I maybe looked towards the idea of doing a film at some point in my life, because it felt like it was a way to sort of really pin down an idea and really see it through from like start to finish in a really full way. And that's why I like love the idea of staying in this medium, you know? And that's not to say I'm not going to continue to be distracted or or find other things. Like, you know, I do feel really excited by say for example, the work I've done with Timothée. For context, Timothée and I made a lot of stuff that's sort of in support of the films that he puts out, but they're sort of specific weird little capsules, or like, you know?
It's really cool that he's game for that.
Yeah,
It's because I think that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw your Marty ping pong video.
Firing ping pongs at Timmy's head.
Yeah, I remember being like, oh, this is kind of like, feels like an album rollout. And I don't think that happens too much in film.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've been really like super interested in with our film. It's like, I don't know, it's like, well, why would we just... Obviously, there's so much more like protection around film, I think, in a way, like, you know, with music, it's like everything leaks all the time. It's almost sort of a part of like the lore of something, like people waiting for the leaks, and, you know.
Do you like leaks?
I used to hate them, and now I don't care.
Right.
Because I think it's like fine. It's like, I don't actually think it like does a disservice. I think it just like amplifies noise. So I kind of think it's cool. But I think with film, there is still sort of a bit of a old school format to, you know, how to release something and how to roll something out.
Exactly.
And that's why I think like what you and Timothée have done at different, you know, throughout different films, whether it be like the Dylan movie or with Marty, I think it really like punctuates the landscape, and it feels like something just different and cool and pop. Yeah. It's like pop.
Cool. I'm so glad, because I think that's also part. I feel like that's why we really connect, because you are specifically also really interested in, or correct me if I'm wrong, but interested in not just like being an artist, but what it means to be an artist, or what the industry feels like, or what you can do in that space. Film is kind of this, you know, it's this very traditional medium. Maybe I don't want to say that. It's like, you know, it's a medium which is like established, and there are, as you said, there are ways of rolling things out. And the idea of basically doing something new or doing something fresh is really exciting. So, I mean, to answer your earlier question, I'd love to keep making films because you get to do it in this really full way. But do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you are excited to use film as a new way to express your...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like not... I mean, at the end of last year, I felt like not super inspired by music as a whole.
No, I remember you saying. You know, I remember you saying, yeah.
I'm just, it's like...
You were almost like, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm glad you're not. You've made music.
I've made music, yeah. But it took a second. And to be fair, it always does after a record. I'm like, I'm done. I'm never making music again. But this time it felt really like, oh, like, I don't understand, like, what music is.
Really?
It's just like...
You felt like there was nothing...
I was just like, this feels a little, like, ugh.
Interesting.
I couldn't, like, get the juice. I couldn't, like, I was like, I don't know. I was just kind of like, I don't feel particularly like music is, like, doing it for me right now. It doesn't feel dangerous.
Had you always felt like it was? Had you, without your whole career? Yeah,
I think it
and
felt...
was this the first time you'd felt that way?
I think in the past I had always felt that music was like volatile and dangerous for me, you know, like I could get my highs and lows from it and my kind of like adrenaline rushes and things like that. And then I was kind of like, oh, everything feels pretty flat, everything feels pretty safe. Like I wasn't feeling particularly challenged by much, and so I think that's when I kind of began. I mean, even prior to that, I already was sort of leaning into like acting things, but I think at that point I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to focus on like making music right now.
You wanted to find that adrenaline.
The adrenaline,
thing.
yeah. And
so is that kind of being your driving force a lot of the time when you're making stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think my driving force in life is to never be bored.
Yeah.
Like I talk about it with my therapist all the time. It's like the second I have to like sit in something. I mean, you're a bit like
this.
We
really are similar in that
Except
way.
you don't like to be alone. I actually do like to be alone. You can't really be alone. You're always like, hello, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm alone. You know?
Yeah, otherwise I don't exist.
Yeah, totally. No one sees me. No one sees the performance. Look at me. No, but I think for me it's like the second I feel bored,
you feel
like,
dead.
Yeah.
Had you always been like that?
Yeah.
Since you were
oh my god. I mean, it is
child?
also a problem. It's like I have to work on it. Like I have to work on it. I had to really work on it, especially in relationships. You know.
Right.
And so, like with George, it's like I've really like I found my person who I'm like actually I can be like really calm and really still with you because stillness with George isn't boring. It's actually really fun. And other things, I'm like.
Yeah, it's true. Because I have a really similar thing. I have a really similar. It's like honestly a FOMO for life in general.
Yeah,
like a general fear of missing out and kind of wanting to like kind of see as much as possible. It's that want to.
Like, why would you not? Like, why would you not try?
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's also like, sometimes it can be humiliating because if you suck, you know, you know what? I'm like, that's actually a risk I'm willing to take.
I'm fine with actually
I'm willing to take the
embarrassed,
risk because everything's embarrassing anyway, as Sky Ferreira once said.
Really hit the nail on the head.
She fucking hit the nail on the bloody head.
Bloody hell. Well done, Sky.
And so, like, fuck it.
Because you know what? I actually felt really bored as a child a lot. I felt
Me
really,
too.
Yeah, I think.
Me
wow,
too.
great, we're unpacking some
Me
stuff
too.
now. I felt really, really bored
wanted to get out.
because you were like suburban, like a suburban countryside child.
Yeah.
And so was I.
I was like very close to the M11 roundabout.
Oh wow. Well then, come on, you weren't bored.
Well,
you had so many cars to look spinning around.
It was
There's one.
It was like down in, I didn't live on the M11 roundabout.
All right, shit. Now I get
right
it,
in the middle. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, but sorry, being a suburban kind of bored teenager.
Yeah,
or child,
and the thing is, you know, I was actually I spoke with Jack Antonoff about this. It's like he was like in New Jersey.
He's a similar bored teenager.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's like it was like New York was just over the hill. Like it's not actually that far away, and that was the same thing with me. It was like
so close
London,
to London
was actually not that far. Like you could kind of see it in your peripheral vision.
Right.
Like it was like so close you could almost reach out and touch it. And that, in a way, it was almost like that drove the drive that drove you were like
I'm almost there
the drive was so there to go because it wasn't actually like super far away. And I think like for me as well, like, you know, going back to like the internet, like I was watching so much stuff happening in London online,
like Nuke Them All stuff. Cool.
Did you go to Nuke Them All?
No, like again
I went to 2.
Really?
I played at 2 kind of towards the end.
Whoa. And you were like 15?
Yeah. I went with my parents.
Did you feel like when you'd done that, was that you're like, I've done what I've been dreaming of doing?
I was like,
did you feel that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm cool. Just for clarity, Nuke 'Em All was like a club night, very sort of like new rave.
Yeah, to define new rave, it's a lot of like
spandex,
like plastic shutter shadesy, teapot necklace situation. Is that you?
I had a teapot necklace. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, big way.
Right. Awesome.
And the necklace was like made out of ribbons, and then you might like wear a cone on your head.
Right. It's kind of almost like there's a kind of like a accessorizing American Apparel vibe to it. Like,
exactly.
Bright neon color.
Yeah.
It felt very like disposable, Primarchy.
Also, I think they like know.
I don't know.
I think they know like what new rave is. No.
Who's that?
I don't know.
What?
Who's
Do you know?
listening? Who's listening? I don't.
Well,
even
that's the
know.
thing. I'm just sort of doing it for like just my. I guess my mum's watching.
Yeah,
or
my
something.
mum too. Yeah, good point.
She
My
does.
mum's definitely gonna watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my dad definitely will watch.
My
Do
mum
your
sort of
parents
is-
like? Do they engage?
They don't
with your
have
work?
Instagram,
Okay.
but they do. My mum does. She told me she Googles me, which is actually really fun. Well,
Does she have Google alerts on?
I don't think she's. Mum, do you know how to do that? I don't think she knows.
Right.
Maybe. I don't want to doubt her, media literacy or Googling skills. But she is. She's
Wait, I have a funny thing.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Sean Price Williams told me that he has Google alerts on for us. Isn't that so sweet?
Me and you.
Well, it's actually more me than you, but
It's always that way, isn't it? Oh, look.
I thought that was quite
Charli
sweet.
xcx
I
Aidan.
don't know if he was lying. He could have been lying to
Well,
stroke
that's
my
really
ego.
that's really
you know?
sweet.
It's a bit sweet.
I don't think she's got Google Alerts on, but that's how she's sort of keeping up. So she'll mention, my mum watched the Guess music video, and she said, this takes some getting used to. But
Great
I
review,
think
great
my
review.
mum was kind of there's a lot of kind of underwear being ripped off, and I think it was actually very open-minded of her to say great stuff you got going on there. But anyway, we got derailed. But yeah, I feel similarly, like being bored as a teenager. I had no real frame of reference for like what you could do as a job, or what was feasible, or what was in scope. What I think is really cool about you, almost like knowing as a 15-year-old. Or I guess you were writing music
I didn't really know. I
or just
wasn't.
or going for it. Maybe that's what I mean. Like going for it as a 14-year-old. It's very cool to be that unembarrassed. You know what I mean? As a teenager.
Yeah, but also, don't you think like? I mean, I'm a bit older than you. Obviously, you're 30
Only 5
now.
minutes older. Yeah.
You're 30 now that we're in 2026.
Yes, exactly.
Shit. And did you make it into the list?
The list of 29 directors who are 29.
Yeah. Did you? No.
Well, do you know what? In
We don't really
theory,
know.
we finished the film when I was 29.
Right.
But unfortunately.
But you can still be in 30 under 30
Do you know what?
because you're 30.
They did.
Did they? What did you say? No.
Not this bad. But I was kind of a bit like, it's too much about money.
Right.
That I just didn't want to present myself as an entrepreneur. Well, they asked me to like apply.
Don't cut that.
And I was like, I just like don't want to be an entrepreneur.
Okay. Cool.
Which is,
That's cool. That's cool.
But
When I was 14, there was there was just a lot less embarrassment in general.
Right,
Because
right,
even though
yeah.
obviously it was like we were all documenting ourselves on the internet, whether that be like MySpace or MSN or Bebo or whatever, it was sort of like it was different
the
than
word
it is
cringe
now.
didn't really.
No.
I don't remember
no.
thinking.
I was so cringe
Yeah,
online. Like
and good.
And yeah, thank God.
Like, thank fuck,
But
yeah.
it's like, it's just so different now. Like I remember when I first heard about Billie.
Eilish.
Yeah, and she how old? I mean, what, she was like 14 when she blew up. Like maybe I something like that, right?
Yeah.
I just remember being like, wow, this is a girl who has so much taste.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
genuinely, yeah.
Like so much taste, like really knows how to like compile an image
And have a point of view.
and have a
and,
point
like,
of view,
yeah.
and it's really like well thought out
Mm-hmm.
and solid. And then I think about me when I was 14 and my God, it was so but I didn't have this and I'm not saying that this is why Billie's work was like that. Like honestly, she really just does have great taste.
Yeah, I think so.
But like when I was 14, I didn't have like the parameters of embarrassment to keep me from doing insane stuff. Like I feel like when you're thinking about like the way things could be received, or the commentary around your work, it definitely makes you like think twice about stuff. Like for example, when I play a demo to someone that I haven't played for before, like I'm suddenly, when I'm sitting listening to the song, playing it to a friend, suddenly I hear the song in a different light. I'm like, oh my God, what are they thinking about? Now they're thinking about this. Wait, that lyric was really lame. Da 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 da. But like when I was 14 and like dressing up and taking pictures of myself and like making music. I wasn't thinking about that at all.
Yeah.
There was like a freedom.
You didn't have an audience in your head.
No.
Basically, yeah.
And that's why a lot of it is really cringe. That's
cool.
why I made a song called I Wanna Be Darth Vader.
Fuck yeah.
Or Dinosaur Sex.
Oh, so amazing.
Do you know those songs?
Yeah.
T-Rex, Dinosaur Sex.
Yeah, I obviously got there
Watch me
posthumously.
roar,
Yeah.
watch me roar,
Yeah,
watch me be
yeah.
like a dinosaur.
So cool. It's so cool. You were 15. Dinosaur Sex.
I was 14 or
That's
15.
a little crazy.
It's like a bit, do you know what I mean? Like, that is a bit mad.
That is bonkers, but it is
No
really
shame.
cool that you
No shame.
That is so exciting.
I would,
There was
on
no
stage,
shame.
I would be like going like this, like fully insane. And I was wearing like odd shoes, and
Did
I
you
had
have the
like
big
bows
Marge
in my
Simpson-
hair.
Marge
Yeah,
Simpson
it was
wig?
like totally embarrassing. But I was just like, this is great.
I really wish I was able to completely murder any idea of like an audience inside my head at any point. Do you know what I mean? To
Oh,
really-
are you thinking about an audience?
or more just the thing that you said of like when you start to imagine, you start to like really project things onto when people are experiencing your stuff. Sometimes it's helpful. It's funny when you said that thing about a demo or like playing a demo to someone and you suddenly hear it completely differently.
Yeah.
It's like now when we were making the film, it was like anytime I had to watch and edit the whole way through, I wasn't really able to watch it alone. I had to bring a new person in completely. You see things or you feel things or whatever that you've never felt before, you've never noticed before or
I
whatever.
remember the first time I saw it, I was like, why are you looking at me? Just chill the fuck out.
Well, you know,
And I'd
I
be
had
like,
to see
and you'd be like,
I had to see where your eyes widened. No, true. I mean, nightmare experience to watch this film with me, I have to say. For anyone that had to do it, I'd give you great thanks. It is horrible because obviously the vibe would be kind of like, I'd like press play on it and then I'd kind of sit like this the whole time.
do you think we should say the name of our film?
Oh God, yeah.
It's called
Sorry.
The Moment.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
great.
it. I don't think we need to like say anything else about it.
Um,
No, then just watch it. It's fine.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Just watch
Oh my
it.
God, if you guys don't like it,
There's only 100 people watching this.
Well,
and they're all
yeah.
our friends. Probably.
Thanks, guys. For
I
watching.
think they were. This is my prediction, right? I feel like when this,
I'm suddenly aware of the audience
when
now.
this comes, well, we were talking about them. We're being
know.
meta. We were just talking about it. Now we're going to talk about
Yeah.
it. My thought is when this comes out, that's sort of like. I mean, I don't even want to like be too generous.
When you
to
say
us.
this comes out, this podcast, got you.
video, I don't even know where this goes. Whatever. When this comes out, I reckon there'll be 5,000 people who are like interested in it, and then I think after the first 5 minutes there'll be a huge drop off.
Wow, I've got a completely
And then I
different
think
theory.
maybe like 100 people will stay to the end.
I think
because
it's
we're
gonna-
like banging on like la la la.
Yeah,
da, da, da.
I have a different theory. I have a different theory.
No.
I think more than 5,000, all of them.
Wow, more
Get
than
the
5,000.
analytics back, A24. I think it will be top to bottom because we'll add in like explosion sounds.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
And sort of
There's gonna be one
like
when
a-
you do that. Right.
like some ticking time and stuff
Sure.
like that. Things that drive up tension.
You know what else I actually think? I think actually maybe like even less than 5,000 people will watch this, because actually what will happen is there'll be some clips that appear on TikTok.
Keep breaking the fourth wall.
And then people will just watch them instead. Oh, they were funny there. Let's put that up online.
I have a skewed perspective because I've watched all of your interviews like in full.
Right.
Yeah, every podcast. I really like the Emma Chamberlain one.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
They're all great. I really like the one you did with that. There was a lady talking to you and you were on a stage and you had a big white dress on.
Oh, that was... Wow, you watched that. That was that for Resident Advisor?
Yes.
Yeah. I also thought that was...
I thought she was really good,
I thought
yeah.
I was... Okay. Well, I thought I was
Yes,
really good.
I mean like she allowed you to be amazing.
I thought it was quite funny in that.
Yeah, you were great. I thought you were
Right.
really fucking
I felt
funny.
funny.
How-
You know why?
what?
I was a tiny bit hungover.
Oh, see,
Like today.
You-
Are you a bit hungover?
I didn't, because I mean we
We went
to
out
this sort
last
of-
night,
we
sorry,
kind of
we
went
went
to
out.
this sort of like vodka place by the recommendation of Sean Price Williams.
Russian vodka bar. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was no, because it wasn't that one.
Oh, it's
Because
the
we
one
wanted to go to
opposite.
that one that was like called something.
Whatever, I don't know.
And Sean orders a carafe of garlic vodka.
Disgusting.
Some people were really into it.
And horseradish.
And horseradish vodka. It tastes like a Sunday roast.
Yeah.
And Anyway, I actually didn't. I felt kind of great this morning.
Well, I drank a bottle of wine in the scene that we were filming.
Yeah, and we did offer you up just like normal fluid, like water or coloured water.
Yeah,
but what I like about you is obviously your
method.
method, exactly. And you went, well, I need to chug the wine or else how are you going to get the correct kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't put that out there. What else is going on in your life, Aidan?
You're such a good interviewer.
I'm keeping us on track.
No, you are.
I'm steering us to some kind of a destination.
Yeah, I really like this question. What else is going on in my life? I like that you asked what sort of the future holds.
Do you think you'd ever write something and then not direct it, or would you be like having a breakdown about that?
I like directing. I like.
Right.
Guys, that's the scoop. I really enjoyed writing with Bertie. Bertie Brandes, who's co-writer at the moment. You know, the way that we would write would be like sitting together, kind of doing impressions and like yapping and then writing that down. It feels really like generative or whatever, but I really enjoy being on set and doing, you know. So no, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would write something to I think I'd direct other people's writing.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. You would, if someone else wrote you something, you would possibly direct it.
I think so, because that's like
cool.
making a music video. Someone else wrote the song. Okay, what about you? Do you think you ever want to, obviously you want to act and do more acting, but would you ever want to write and direct or anything?
I am writing
Yeah, you are. Fuck yeah.
You've read The Thing.
I've read bits.
You read The Thing, though.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna start writing that. Like actually, like anyways.
That's exciting.
You know.
So wait, and when do you want to start doing that?
I've started.
Oh wow, crazy.
I started in 2025.
Wow. And would you want to direct that or no?
Well, this is the thing. I right now have no interest in directing.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? I actually don't think I have I mean, I feel like from watching you work, there is a lot of like instinct and just taste involved, which I think I do have.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have the technical understanding. Like you understand light.
Yeah.
Very well.
Thank you.
I just like really don't. Like I have no idea how to get a certain look with light. Like I don't understand, and maybe I know that there are some people who just like work with great teams who can figure that out, but I wouldn't even understand how to like communicate the language. I could bring a reference, but you know, and I think stuff like that is like, I think you have such a style you've really like honed and worked through, and like maybe if I did, you know, do stuff for long enough, I could find my own. I think you would find it easy.
In a genuine way, I think you would find it easy, because it's like watching you record music with AG and Finn. It's honestly a very similar process.
Right.
Because it's like, even if you're speaking about it in kind of abstract terms, that's like you also like speaking about it, you know?
Sure.
And I think any technical knowledge that I have of light or photography or anything like that I didn't like start with that. I like you know, I just kind of kept accumulating it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really like, you know, I also know people that direct really well or take photos really well that don't have the kind of technical language for it. I think it is a I think you could. Basically.
I think I'd be very nervous too. I think I respect directors so much, and maybe I even like put too much respect on
maybe
them. But like I think I would wanna, if I ever did it, I would wanna like come at this level that was like, oh, she's like not coming to play, just like have a real fucking like stance, have a fucking point of view, and like I think it would take me a while to like figure out that language visually. Maybe not. Maybe
I don't know. I mean, it's like you've almost like,
you know what the other thing is? The fucking edit. My God.
God, all right, that is
yeah.
Some people
think like
say
just
they love it.
logistically, I probably could.
Yeah.
Like shoot a film,
whatever.
Like,
it's like
I would have
being
to
in
like
an
hone the
edit,
language
really,
and all of that shit.
Yeah.
But like the patience, I'm not patient.
I think you would be able to do it, but it's more like you would it would be so
I'd hate
unenjoyable.
it.
Yeah,
I'd hate that.
because you move. It's also again so interesting to think about the way that you work, or like when you were recording in Paris, I was really impressed by how in a way that I like don't work, of like how instinctive and how quickly you move through things like when you're making stuff. And it was like, say for example, for a peek behind the curtain, if I'm allowed to,
Please.
what I found particularly interesting is that you, AG, and Finn don't really talk necessarily about like the concept you're trying to achieve. Like you don't like chat too much about it, you just straight up do it, and it's really reactive, and like someone will make something, someone will like jump off of that, you'll be like, all right, you'll be like sort of there writing something on your phone, and you're like, all right, cool, I think I've got an idea, go into the booth,
Yep.
the microphone area, and just do it. And it's like, and even after that, but no one's like talking about it too, trying to over intellectualize what it is, because all of the intelligence is in the actual work. It's like you're like speaking through the work, and you're like, that's it, which I find really cool actually, and really bold, because I'm just like, you obviously know me, I love to yap, and I also know that like when I'm doing something, I'm like talking about it, even though I think that's helpful for me, and I like talk about things so intensely, and I'm like, this means this, and this means this, and this. It actually, like, all of that yapping doesn't necessarily mean something unless it finds its way into the thing,
I rarely will go back and work on a song twice. Rarely.
Really?
Like I don't mean like we will
You'll go and craft
obviously
it and
we'll
tweak it,
we'll work on the song, but generally speaking, it's like I don't sit and live with something and then be like, oh, actually, like I should change the verse on this. Like a couple of times that's happened with some of the Wuthering Heights stuff.
Cool.
But like generally speaking, I'm like, the most spontaneous idea is the thing, and whenever I do have to go back in and finesse stuff, I just find it feels a bit more like work.
God, wow.
And so that's why I think for me with like an edit, obviously you're kind of going in many times and sort of reshaping and moving, and that would be really hard for me.
It makes a lot of sense that you are so speaking about like the not wanting to be bored or whatever, and like in a positive way, it's kind of cool that you're like, oh, running with something while it's still got magic or whatever. Yeah. And actually, it's something that I wish that my job allowed for more, because it's like, say for example, I'm like when we did the music video for Guess, that is the most condensed timeline I will ever be able to get to work on. Like basically receiving a song, thinking of an idea, shooting it, and then putting it out in the space of about a week is crazy, mental. No one should ever do it. I don't recommend that in terms of like anyone making stuff.
I do.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I do actually. I
loved it.
But no, you're
so
honestly,
energized.
you are right. I actually loved doing that, because it was like, it's what you're sort of saying of getting to kind of keep that magic really in it, and really have a kind of sense of adrenaline with it, and it feel really like vital and immediate or whatever. And
yeah, I'm leaving.
Right, great. Thanks so much, Charli xcx. Yeah. So wait, what do we do for the final five?
Should we do like quick fire? Like,
oh my god, can I ask you a really fun question? This might take more than 5, who knows? So Bertie actually came up with a really good game where she said, imagine we are trying to resurrect you, and there's a cauldron, and you have to put in 4 items that would bring you back from the dead. And you also have to think about what song would be playing.
Oh, that's fun.
And then you put in the things. So, for example...
I can do yours.
You can do mine.
Okay. There's the cauldron. In the cauldron goes a carabiner, because I know that you really like them. I think you'd be trying to like reach for it, model it for them. I would be
reaching for a carabiner.
I think Paulina, your girlfriend, she'd just be in the cauldron.
Throw her in the cauldron.
Help!
Doesn't that sacrifice her? We'll see.
But you have to come back to the life to save her.
She's
going, help! And her little hat is sort of bobbling on the surface. Help!
That's really sweet.
She's holding onto the carabiner.
Yeah, right.
Trying to pull herself out, like that kind of thing.
Sort of real.
And then
Robert
I
Eggers
think,
film.
yeah, and then I think, what things you like?
You also kind of need to sort of span sort of my entire identity sort of in these 4 objects. You
Right.
know?
Okay. So I've got your girlfriend and a carabiner.
A carabiner.
Well,
Quite queer.
I mean, there's probably like a. It's a bit boring. There's like a camera in there. Maybe it's actually a phone more than a camera because I feel like.
A phone more than a camera?
Well, yeah, because then you can yap away to all of your friends.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you can also take pics.
Yeah. No, that's a fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's just a bummer that it's a phone.
Okay, fine. It's a camera.
Okay. All right, cool.
Camera.
A camera that can make phone calls.
Well, no, because that's a phone. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a phone.
Yeah,
But
we'll
it's
put
a big
camera
lens.
in.
There's
We'll
a big
put a
lens
camera
on it.
in. We'll
Yeah,
put a camera
yeah.
in.
Okay.
And then I think you need a muse in there, so it's got to be like me or Timothée, and and I'm going in.
Right, got you.
You know.
Then he's starting the pot.
He's like this.
Great.
He's like this.
Love.
You know.
Love. Yeah.
And then the song that's playing
you're
is
good
that
at this.
role model song that you like.
Sun Protector.
What? How does it go?
Am I guilty? Am I sorry to miss you at the party?
And then you're like this, coming out.
And I come out like that. Great.
And then you sort of are doing like that pose that you do in the mirror where
Yeah.
you're like,
What I do is I kick one knee out like that,
You know?
sort of one like that, and I kind of throw my jaw upwards. And I don't know I was
Shoes really
doing it.
hurting.
Your shoes.
yeah.
Come on.
And anyways,
So
sorry.
then you're a cauldron. Sorry about your feet.
So was that good?
That was
No.
amazing. I'm really happy with that.
Okay, great.
I'm really happy with that.
Cool,
so
cool,
it's
cool,
you and
cool.
Paulina on a cauldron.
With a carabiner
with
and
a
a
carabiner
camera.
and a camera.
And
It's
Timothy.
good. It's good. It's good.
Oh, not
Because
amazing.
it speaks
go on then,
to
you
my
do
love
me,
of others.
you
It
do
speaks to
me.
how I am made up of, the people I love.
We make you.
So for you, I don't want to be too reductive and say like, Bic lighter and a pack of parliaments.
And a strappy white top.
And a strappy white top. But I think that as a small package is one
in
item.
like a Ziploc bag.
Exactly. Ziploc bag, so it's sort of like almost brand in a bag. You know what I mean?
Right. So you are
have to
defining
whisper
me
it.
by the fucking album then.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
One little piece of that. But, it's one shade. It's one shade.
Sure.
And so Ziploc bag, Parliament cigs, Bic lighter, strappy white top.
I haven't worn a strappy white top for a long time. And
Sandwich
also,
bag?
I've started smoking Capris, actually.
Well, okay. But then this speaks to your history.
All right, fine.
You
Throw 'em
know,
in.
I'd actually throw in, trying to think something, how can I sort of do it without a Swedish flag? You know what I mean? Something that speaks to your love of Sweden. Does that disappoint you?
No, I
No,
think
you
that's
like
cool,
that?
but I don't think it should be the flag.
Or like a Swedish studio. Like we could package
Yeah,
up
like that.
a little studio space, crush it down, throw it in.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it'd be quite good to chop Georgian.
Yeah.
I know that that's like you came up with doing spouses in the cauldron.
Yeah,
I'd chop
let's put 'em
Georgian.
in, let's put 'em in.
Head 1st. I think shirt unbuttoned.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Love
that
it.
kind of way. He's wearing a kind of silk shirt. He's like, oh fuck. Chuck him in.
Way.
And final item is
Who's going to stir it?
Okay, the person stirring. I kind of want it to be, or maybe it's me. If you don't mind, if you want me to.
Stir it. What's the song?
And then the song would be a Lou Reed song. I think it would be Perfect Day.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
quite nice.
That's sad.
Yeah, but you've got a bit of that in you.
Yeah.
All the other stuff was quite fun.
Totally.
Good to have an aura of sadness.
No, it is.
And I just do want to speak to your sort of your growing up, and it's maybe like honestly, maybe it's the teapot necklace or something, just to kind of throw it back to that.
From the new rave days.
From a new rave teapot.
Because it's also, as well as some sadness, there's also a lot of embarrassment within me,
That's
actually.
the thing. Exactly.
I know,
Maybe it's the Marge Simpson
I didn't
wig.
feel it back then.
Yeah.
But actually,
Post, it's sort of
once the sheen of youth fades
exactly.
away.
It's an
actually
embarrassed
all
autopsy
embarrassing.
of youth. Yeah. I mean, that's like a Lou Reed song.
Yeah.
Any other quick fires, or do we wrap it up?
No, I think it's done, isn't it? I'm so hungry.
Well, what are you gonna do this year, just to wrap it up? Put out a movie.
We're putting a film out, and
And
we're
that's
continuing our
collaboration, friendship, business, partnership,
Our
entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Will be on Forbes duos under 40
Yeah.
this year. Love you so much.
Love you.
Thank you for talking to me for so long.
Thanks to the one viewer still tuned in.
Hey, thanks.
Your mum and my dad.
I think my mum might have on board by now.
Okay.
I think your dad.
No,
Thanks.
he's in till the end. He's on to the end.
Thanks, John.